Alex, has this been a nightmare winter for you?
It's been tough. I mean, I alluded in my press conference, the last 14 or 15 months has been probably the most difficult. No, they have been the most difficult of my life. And, I think with that, there's an opportunity to grow and, again, make yourself a better person and hopefully a better player too.
I always tell people this about you. You love baseball. I mean, you have an appreciation for what came before. That being said, do you think that what's happened has affected the way you're always going to be thought of in forever?
Well, I mean, when you talk about legacy, that's something that I don't write my own legacy. And, people are going to make their own opinion and their own choice, and there'll be a lot of them out there. The good news for me is that, I have a lot of baseball to be played. And I truly feel that I have an opportunity, both on and off the field, to make a big difference, not only for our society, but also kids that are coming up in the future. And, the final chapter is not written, and hopefully I have a lot to be said for that.
I've always thought, when I watched you play, that if there was a better baseball player in the history of the game, I couldn't imagine anybody being better. I thought you were in that discussion. And as the fan in me, when I heard this stuff, I was disappointed. And there's a lot of fans that are disappointed. What do you say to guys like me and fans that were disappointed in what you did?
Well, number one, that I'm very sorry. We are role models, and I think if athletics plays a big part in our culture, especially in the world we're in today, there's so much negativity and sadness going on around the world and in the U.S. that people look at baseball for a savior or for inspiration. And I know that I've let a lot of people down. I know there's kids out there that I've never met before, and I probably never will, that I've hurt them, and for that I'm very sorry. And you know this, Michael, I'm not very good with words, but no matter what I sit here and tell you today, it's not going to express how truly sorry I feel for what I've done.
I wonder about this because when you were in Texas, you were already Alex Rodriguez. I mean, you had that big contract, and all the times that you've spoken to the media, twice that you've spoken, the one question why? Why'd you have to do that? I mean, you were great before that. Why'd you have to do it?
Yeah, I mean, it's something I'd rather not revisit again, Michael. I understand you asking that question. But, the one good thing is I'm happy that it's behind me, and hopefully I can, make a big impact, not only focus on playing the best baseball of my life, but, to me, I think it's also going to be a little liberating. I keep going back to 07, although it was much different than it is today. I was a little bit behind the eight ball. There was a lot of expectations. I had my option year. And, I relaxed a little bit. I became a better teammate. And I let my baseball do the talking. And I feel that in that format is when I do my best. And I'm going to try to do the same again this year.
Let's talk about your teammates. They have been part of this. It's not just Alex Rodriguez. People are asking them questions about Alex Rodriguez when I'm sure they'd rather be talking about baseball. What have your teammates meant to you throughout this ordeal?
Well, I mean, again, I've apologized to them individually and as a group. And, they've been tremendous, Michael. I mean, from the emails to the texts to the voicemails. Every single one of those guys at one point has reached out to me and made me feel comfortable and been very supportive. And I don't think without that support I will be able to get through this. With that said, I hope that we take this crisis that I've put myself under and this kind of mess I built for myself, and hopefully we can come together and become a tighter team, and hopefully 9 months from now I'll be celebrating.
Alex, you really took the high road in your press conference with the other 103 names, and I have said this over and over throughout this whole time. It's patently unfair that you have to take all of this heat yourself. Would this be easier on you if the other 103 names are out? That it's not just Alex Rodriguez. There were 103 other guys who did this. Why aren't their names out?
Well, I think this is really about my mistake, Michael. And, many nights I fell asleep thinking about who I can blame and this guy or that guy. And when I woke up, I kept coming back to the same person as me. I mean, there's no one to blame. I hope those 103 names never come out.
Really?
Yeah. And I just hope to take this like a man and hopefully grow, become a better person, and really help out children in the future. That's it.
But Alex, why do you want to be the martyr? Everybody else should have to take this heat. There are other guys who did it.
Again, I think it's my chance to grow from this. I know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I'm very fortunate to be playing for the New York Yankees, who have a wonderful franchise and a great fan base. And I think things are going to be okay.
Other than the actual story that started this all, the press conference and then the Peter Gammis thing, if you could do a do-over, is there something in those 2 times that you've spoken to the world that you would do over?
No. Michael, I'm not a real good speaker. That's not my strength. I know I get myself in a lot of trouble all the time. I know people make fun of me all the time. I hope that I can go back to the way I was in '07 and part of last year, where I just played baseball and not have to answer so many questions.
Let me ask you about baseball. How about that? You want to do that?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
How about this team that they've put together? They've got 2 great pitchers they brought in, a former teammate of yours with the Rangers and Mark Teixeira. You got Nick Swisher. How good could this team be?
I think defensively we've improved a lot. I think our pitching has tremendous depth. Bringing in a lefty like Cece Sabathia and an A.J. Burnett, who's really come into his own the last few years and has learned a lot from Doc Holliday, I think. That's also going to help him. I'm excited about our team. I think we have a really good opportunity. And since I've been here in my 6 years, Michael, this is by far the best pitching we've had. And as you know, that's kind of what it takes to get the ring at the end of the year.
People have knocked you before, Alex, is that Alex wants everybody to like him. And he tries to be a chameleon so everybody likes him. Do you worry that people might not like you?
Well, I've given up on that. I've given up on that. It's just the way it is. I mean, look, I feel like right now that not too many people like me. So I've given up on that. As long as my teammates like me and they respect me and my 2 daughters love their daddy, I'm going to go out and do the very best I can. Look, I really screwed up. And for that, I'm sorry. I'm just happy to be playing baseball again.
One final thing. If you could look into the camera, and there's kids that watch this show, and they're wondering, wow, Alex did that. Maybe I should do it. What would you tell those kids?
Well, the first thing I would tell them is that, I made a big mistake. Definitely don't repeat the mistake that I made. You can do it on your own. God gave you the abilities, and that's good enough, like He's given me, and I feel good about, what I've been able to do.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, you got it, Michael.